Oh hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any comments or any videos that you would like me to make, you can enter them below the video. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. One of the most distinctive advantages of my fast cooking system is that you can use the system to explore many types of food ingredients. In this case, I'm going to show you how I'm going to cook swordfish. Now, I have never cooked swordfish before, and I have swordfish in the past, but never seems to be appeal to me. I know swordfish is a big fish, but I never realized that they can weigh up to 1,500 pounds. And because of this reason, a swordfish often come what is known as swordfish steak. In fact, most of the time when swordfish prepare, they do prepare like steak, such as being grilled, or sometimes they deep fry, and quite often they also pan fry. So I decided I'm going to give it a try when I find that the swordfish was on sale locally, and they were $10 a pound fresh, and so I bought a pound. When I brought back the swordfish, I looked at it, I decided the texture is very similar to other fish that I cooked in the past. In many ways, swordfish is very similar to salmon. The fish is extremely lean, except the texture of the swordfish is firmer than salmon. I use a shallow fry template to cook salmon. I will cut the salmon into pieces. This will allow me to cook them much faster. At the same time, it gives me much better control of the doneness of the salmon. I'm going to use the same template. I'm going to cut the swordfish into strips. This will allow me to cook them faster. In this template, I'm going to use the swordfish as the condiment rather than as the main ingredients for the vegetable medley. This will make the vegetable taste better, and I think the swordfish will also be more interesting. Now, to create a vegetable medley, it's very convenient because I have my vegetables in advanced prepping. So all I need to do is to select the vegetables that I think that will go well with the swordfish. This is what makes home cooking interesting because it will allow you to be exploratory as well as creative in construct your dish. I'm going to cook this dish in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok, and I'm going to split the cooking into two parts. The first part is that I'm going to shallow fry the swordfish first. And by cooking the swordfish separately from the vegetable medley, this will give me much better control of the texture of the swordfish. So the first thing I did is that I seasoned the wok to create a non-stick cooked surface. I heat the oil to its smoking point and allow it to smoke gently for about 15 to 20 seconds, and then I add the swordfish. It's important that you keep the swordfish as dry as possible. In this case, I coated it with a light layer of cornstarch, because if any moisture there, it will reduce the temperature of the oil and prevent it from searing properly. I layer the swordfish into a single layer on the bottom surface of the wok. And this is the reason I really enjoy using the Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok, because it has a large flat bottom surface area. It makes it like a small frying pan. This will allow you to fry the many type of food ingredients directly in the wok. One of the reasons I really like this wok is because of its flexibility in carrying out different type of cooking functions. Since the swordfish are cut into small pieces and they are also very thin, it takes only about 90 seconds to sear the swordfish. It greatly enhances efficiency in cooking the swordfish. If I have cooked the entire piece, it would take 3 to 4 times longer. So now I turn the swordfish end to sear the other side. And the total time for searing the swordfish is only about 2 to 3 minutes. I divided the 1 pound swordfish into 2 8-ounce portions. The first time when I cook it a little bit longer than I should be, and the end result is that the swordfish is a little bit overcooked. And this is where flavor chasing come in, because through flavor chasing, you can learn from the mistake that you make the first time. And I realized that this time when I cook it, I should cook it a bit lightly than what I did last time. So when I did a taste test, I realized that by cooking it just a few seconds in difference, the inside of the swordfish is more moist and tender. It creates a much better culinary experience. Okay, I'm going to set the swordfish aside. I call this method combinatorial stir frying. The principle is very simple, is that I cook some of those ingredients separately to give me maximum control of their doneness and texture. Okay, the next step is for me to cook the vegetables. I'm going to cook the vegetable directly in the wok. There's a little bit of oil left on the surface of the wok. The first vegetable that I'm going to cook is the broccoli. I'm going to use a method I refer to as sequential stir frying. Whatever ingredients I need to cook longer, I will add them first. At this point, I'm going to add a little bit more cooking oil. Putting the cooking oil in a squeeze bottle is very handy. It will allow you to add whatever you want. And this is followed by addition of some carrot. This is the next ingredient which I would like to cook. And so consequently, these two ingredients will be stir fried first to give a head start before I'm going to add other ingredients. This sequential stir frying turned out to be really useful, allow you to control the texture of different vegetables. Again, I add a little bit more oil. You notice that I only add oil a little bit at a time. And this is followed by the addition of some zucchini as well as some yellow squash. Now, both of these vegetables require a little bit less time to cook. And then the next is that I'm going to add a little bit of red cabbage as well. The order that you add the vegetable to the wok depends very much on how long you want to cook them. And you can vary the order each time when you cook a dish, because in some situation, you might want to cook some vegetable longer than the others. So it is really flexible. There's no fixed idea of how you should do this. Okay, now I add a little bit more oil. And by adding the amount of oil that's necessary, it will prevent from using too much oil. And the next step is that I'm going to add some green bean. Now, this green bean has been blanched in advance. The reason for that is that the green bean takes a long time to cook, much longer than any other ingredients that I have added to the wok at this point. And so in order to give the green bean a head start, I blanch it first. And I blanch the green bean for only about 3 to 4 minutes so that it will have the right texture. Next, I'm going to steam the vegetable by adding a small amount of water directly into the wok. This will allow me to control the texture of the vegetable to the way I want to. Quite often, you might not need to do this step. Again, it depends on what type of texture that you want to achieve in the vegetables. And this is followed by adding the last vegetable that I want to add, which is some portobello mushroom. The portobello mushroom only need to cook very lightly, at least the way how we like it. And this is the reason why it is added at this particular point. And this, again, is a clear demonstration. By manipulating the order, you can cook them exactly the way you want to. I'm going to season this dish with 3 approaches. First, I'm going to use some hot chili oil with black beans. And this will provide it with a slight spiciness, but not very much. The black bean is my wife's favorite. And then I'm going to add a little bit of oyster sauce. And this is followed by the addition of a sauce which I happen to have on hand, which is a Panda Express Kung Pao sauce. Again, I'm going to use a small amount. I use them as a way of flavor chasing to create the flavor that I want. I do not make precise measurement when I flavor my dish. I find the best way is to do it spontaneously and intuitively because different type of ingredients will interact with the sauce differently. Now, all of these sauces, particularly the oyster sauce and Kung Pao sauce, already have cornstarch in it. So it will create an instant sauce. Okay, now the vegetable is done. So I'm going to serve it onto the plate. Now, as you can see, is that this vegetable dish is not only that it is nutritious, but it also has great flavor because it contains 8 different kinds of vegetables. And in this dish, broccoli is the main ingredient, but it is supported by other ingredients which make the broccoli more interesting. It's very much like a salad. By having multiple ingredients, it will make the dish more flavorful because of the different texture, and as well as different vegetable will be contributed to different flavor of the dish. And then I'm going to layer the swordfish right on top of this dish. And the swordfish, by laying on top, it will allow you to taste the natural flavor of the swordfish. Finally, I'm going to garnish the dish with some scallions. I normally do not use onions. However, I do like to have onion flavor. And by adding the scallion like this, you will introduce really great onion flavor to the dish. Also, by adding raw scallions, it will give it a nice crispy texture. And last but not the least, I'm going to add some cashew nuts over this dish. Now again, why do I decided to add cashew nut? Because based on my past experience, I feel that the cashew nut will go well with the swordfish because the texture of the swordfish might match well with the cashew nut. So the dish is done. Now, the dish is a complex dish because it has 8 different kinds of vegetables, and it would not have been possible if I had not vegetable prep in advance. And also, the dish is very efficient and very fast to cook. And the main reason is because I have cut up the swordfish into strips, so I can fry them very quickly. And by also able to sear them in the wok, it gave the swordfish amazing flavor. It turned out that to be a wonderful dish, even though I cook it only the second time. And this dish is a demonstration of the effectiveness of a cooking system. When you use template-based cooking, you can take ingredients that are similar to each other and apply them in the same templates. And the end result, it will give you much greater flexibility in exploring different types of food ingredients. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. And when you use my fast cooking system, home cooking can be practical, efficient, creative, and fun. So it can be a viable alternative to fast and ultra-processed food. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.